Hey, welcome back to the Bound by Art podcast. I'm Missy Blue, tattoo artist, business owner, and your guide to navigating the chaos that is the tattoo industry. If you're an artist looking to grow your business, attract the right clients, and learn how to survive this career without losing your damn mind, then you are in the right place. Every week, I'll be bringing real talk, actionable tips, and hard-earned lessons from my own journey with a side of good vibes and a little bit of sarcasm. Whether you're new to the game, feeling stuck, or you just need a kick in the ass to get that spark back again, this is the show for you. Welcome to Bound by Art. Now let's get to work. It has recently come to my attention that I am back to being fucking useless again. And I've been feeling the burnout again, and I'm not seeing any results, and I'm not getting closer to my goals. And I had to take a step back and ask myself, what the fuck are we doing here? So today I'm going to talk this out with you guys and let you know the new plan and what the new strategy is and what I'm working on. I heard someone the other day on a podcast, I think, say, if you're experiencing burnout, it's because you're not getting a reward for the work and you're not seeing the results for the effort that you've been putting in. Well, fuck. Because that feels so fucking true. That's so right. So let's fact check this a little bit. And I'm just going to check in with myself and ask myself, are there flaws in my workflow? Am I focusing on the wrong things? Am I diluting my focus? The answer to all those things is yes, I am fucking things up. So what is my plan going forward? It's so important to keep assessing and reassessing. And I try to understand that I can't just put a plan in place and then follow the plan to the T and hope that it works for the rest of my fucking life. Like, things change, schedules change, goals change, focus change. I have to make sure that my plan always aligns with the goal still. So the way that I'm going to be doing that is I'm assessing first, how am I spending my time? And I do this now by doing weekly time audits. I used to do these quarterly, and then I kind of switched over to doing them monthly. And then it occurred to me that that's not enough. That's not often enough to know that I'm always working on the right things. So with our social media strategy, we're creating more volume in a shorter amount of time because we want to get faster feedback. The more you do, the more data you have to analyze, and the more you're going to be able to see the answers and see the results and understand what's going on in your social media. So I'm thinking, why wouldn't this apply to other areas of my business as well? It fucking does. If I'm auditing my time weekly, I'm able to see the flaws in my schedule faster and make those changes before they become a problem. If I'm waiting 3 months to do this, I'm essentially wasting those 3 months where I could have been making some small changes that make a huge difference in my time and how I feel and the things I'm doing and what I'm getting done. And these small changes can help me to be more efficient. If I know this week that I'm spending time on something that I could be handing over to my assistant, by next week I can have her trained on it and working on those things for me and free up more of my time. For something that feels like a no fucking brainer, it sure took me a long time to figure this out. So in addition to that, I'm assessing, how am I feeling? What do I feel like? What's the general vibe here? Well, I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling burnt the fuck out. Like, I can't catch a break. Like, my creativity is zapped. Everything is a struggle. Why? What's going on? How do I figure out what's going on? I'm looking back at my schedule over the last couple of months, and I'm noticing I am working too fucking much. I'm traveling too much. I'm doing too much. I keep telling myself, like, oh, we're just going to work 4 days a week and take the weekends off. But am I really doing that? No, I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm tattooing 4 days a week, but I'm also doing admin stuff and podcast stuff on Mondays. And then I'm also kind of doing stuff on Sundays, and Saturday night, I'm kind of doing stuff too. And every night when I get home, I'm doing stuff. Like, it just never ends. I'm doing too fucking much. I know that I'm oversimplifying what too much means, but for real, like, I'm working. and I'm just tiring myself out. And I know from past experiences that when I do this, I'm not actually being productive at all. I wear myself out, I stretch myself too thin, and then I'm not able to give 100% to the projects and the things that need me to be at the top of my game. So now I have to course correct that. And I'm going to do that by looking at my schedule ahead. I can't fix what's already done. I can't go back and make myself untired or unbusy, but I can move some things around and make some breathing room. So even though I have all of my schedule laid out for the next 2 months or so until my next booking day, that doesn't mean it has to stay. Just because I put it on the schedule, 4 months ago, doesn't mean that is set in stone and I can't move anything. In the past, I definitely have been like, oh, I really fucked myself this booking period and I put too much on my schedule and there's nothing I can do about it. I just have to wait it out. But fuck that. I'm not doing that shit anymore. I'm too old for that shit. If I fucked my schedule up and I overbooked myself, I'm just going to reach out to people and be like, is there any way I can move you out? Are you interested in moving your appointment out a month? A lot of times, these people are happy to have a whole extra month to save money for their tattoo or whatever's going on. It's really not as hard as you think. It's really not as bad as you think. And sometimes it works out for them better in the long run anyway. So it doesn't hurt to ask. If they can't do it, they can't do it, they'll say. And oh, well, you just ask somebody else. Not a big deal. So I'm doing that. I'm looking ahead. I'm going to fix some shit on my schedule. I'm going to figure out what I need to move around to make some breathing room for myself. So my goal here is going to be to block off time to reset and refresh and recover and actually do this and not just talk about it. Actually block it off and keep it blocked off. So first I'm checking what's already on my schedule and looking for potential problems. What's going to be an absolute week from hell? And which weeks do I know I'm not going to be able to get through? Rescheduling and canceling wherever I need to. And it's okay to change your mind. It's better to make the right call in the first place. I get that. But if you fucked up, you fucked up. And you got to admit it and just fix it and move on. There is an event that's coming up in October and I'm really feeling the pressure of it. And I was excited about it at first. I feel like the impulse monster kind of got away from me in that moment when I agreed to this and asked if I could do it. And I do, and I'm going to feel bad for bailing because it was me who reached out to ask if I could do this thing. But honestly, if I'm really looking at this realistically, I don't think I have the fucking mental space to make it happen. I don't think I have I could really use that weekend for something else. I could really use that weekend to just get my shit together and reset because, the opposite of that, keeping that on my schedule, I'm literally scheduling myself for a fucking breakdown. So, as hard as that one's going to be to reschedule, I'm going to have to make that call because it's not going to do me any good. So if I go to this event, so I'll just say what it is. So I was going to go do these in-person seminars, which I've never done before. I've never done an in-person seminar, not on that level anyway. And, we fucked up the website. So I haven't even got any signups yet because it wasn't available to get signed up. So, so there's that. And then I have to finish writing the seminar and then I have to practice the seminar. I have to make sure that people are actually going to get value out of the seminar and get results from it. And I have 2 months to do that. I don't want my first seminar to be I don't mind being bad. I don't mind it being not the best because you have to get through the ugly and the bad first to get to the good stuff. And I know that I have to, just do it imperfect. I get that part, but I'm not going to do it so imperfect that it's actually real fucking bad and no one even gets anything out of it. I want there to be value in it and I want it to be something that is going to help somebody and get them through something that they're struggling with. So if I don't feel like I can bring that, if I don't feel like I can bring 100%, even if my 100% is ugly, I can't do it. I can't put my name on that. I can't sign on to something like that. So I think that's something that I'm going to have to bail on, unfortunately. But like I said, if you fucked up, you fucked up. Just admit it and move on. And I can plan for next year. And next year, that gives me plenty of time to make it actually happen and make it good. After I figured out what's already wrong in my schedule, I'm looking ahead the next few months after that because I'm about to have my booking day on in about 2 weeks is my booking day. I'll be booking out the rest of this year and into next year. So now is the time to be proactive. Now is the time to block off days that I'm going to need to keep myself sane before it gets too out of control again. So why am I making such a point to block this stuff off? Because history tells me that if I don't, I won't do the things. I have the tendency to fill all the space in my schedule with work, and then there's no time left for anything else, including myself, including my family, my kids, my husband. So I have to physically block them off on my schedule, because then if I'm going to put something in there, I have to make a choice. I have to say, am I going to delete this so that I can fit work in? And I'm hoping that future Missy will not do that. I mean, there's always a chance that I'm going to fucking do it anyway, but it's going to cause me to stop and ask myself and pause and like give it a second before I just throw something on my schedule. So the days that I'm planning on blocking off for this next round are going to be a quarterly reset, which is 3 days off in a row just for me. And this is going to come right before I do 2 days of a deep dive on my business. And that's going to be for the quarterly review and the annual like planning day for next year. I'm blocking off relief days, which are just 1 day a month that I can take for me to do anything that I want to, really, to help myself rest, relax. Like that could mean a spa day, or which I've never done a fucking spa day. I don't know why I said that. Might be nice. I don't know if I'm a spa day kind of person, but it could mean whatever, like, a beach day or like whatever relaxing day I might need in that moment. Or it could mean that I organize my office or I clean out my art room at home. It doesn't matter how I use the day, but I'm blocking it off to use for whatever is going to give me relief in that moment when the time comes. I'm scheduling massages every 3 weeks. I'd love to get to the point where I'm getting massages bi-weekly. That would be amazing, but we're not there yet. And so I'm just going to stick with every 3 weeks. It's manageable for me. And I found a massage therapist that has the hours that work for me around my schedule. So that's the best part about it. But every 3 weeks, massage. It's so good for my back. Like my back is pretty fucked at this point. 20 years in of tattooing, not taking care of my back. Like I'm trying to fix it now. So family days. So I want to, this is like going forward into next year, but I'm going to be blocking off 2 family vacations a year. I'm going to block off a long weekend every quarter, family adventure days like day trips, and one-on-one days with each of my kids where I just get to hang out with that kid individually, because we never get to do that. I want to put family game nights on the schedule. It's something that we've been really fucking slacking on, and I'm going to bring it back. And the way we're doing that is putting it on the schedule. Weekend getaways with my husband twice a year. I'd love to be able to actually plan something with him, because it's always like everyone else comes first and everything else comes first, and we never make time for each other. I'm putting beach days on my calendar. I'm putting snowboarding days / weeks. I'm putting holiday events like the kids' Halloween party and cookie day and the kids' New Year's Eve party. Like I'm putting all this on my schedule, so there's no excuse for me to put work in there instead. It's there, and I have to at the very least, think about it before I fill it with work. The next thing I'm doing is I'm setting myself up the day before now. So I'm assessing what's fucked up in my workspace before I leave for the day. What do I need to change? So is there any kind of visual distractions or clutter or things that don't belong in this room? How can I make this space clear and keep me focused, something that's going to support productivity before I even leave the room for the day? Is there something in this space that is an obstacle? So I'm checking to see do I need better lighting in here? Do I need to buy an extra charger to keep in here? Do I need an extra light? An extra mic set up for podcasting, which I definitely do need. Do I need to rearrange the furniture so there's just more efficient for me to reach certain things or to do certain things? Should I position my whiteboard where I can see it at all times? Do I need to put a door on my closet so I can't see the fucking mess of craft clutter that's in there at all times? Do I remove the TV because it's distracting me? Do I need better curtains so the light doesn't blind me? I'm checking in on all of these things before I walk out of the door today. So I'm going to fix all of this shit so I can be productive in the future. And then before I leave every day, I'm going to look around and say, okay, what needs to go back? What do I need to do to reset the space so that it's back to square one, so that when I come in here in the morning, the next day or the next admin day, everything is easy. There's nothing getting in my way. There's nothing tripping me up. There's nothing slowing me down first thing in the morning. So I just want to make it easy. It sounds stupid, but literally the smallest things can fucking derail me. Having, I don't know, clutter, just any little thing to distract me becomes a very big thing for me. So I just need to get rid of all of it and just simplify. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is deciding what boundaries do I need to set so that other people and things and situations are not distracting me. So keeping the dog out. I need to get some sort of gate or something. So if I'm podcasting at home or working from home, I can keep him from coming in and out of the door and fucking just irritating the shit out of me. I love him. I love him to death. He gets on my fucking nerves because he wants to go in and out and in and out. And it's just pick a lane, buddy. Pick a lane. I wish I could just let him stay outside. He loves being outside, but he'll literally just fucking die because he's a failure as a dog and he can't be outside in the heat if it's over 70 degrees. Anyway, let me get back to my list. So keeping the dog out of the room and making myself unavailable to everyone during work hours. That's one of the biggest problems I have is I'm literally letting them interrupt me. So people texting me and calling me or emailing me, whatever it is, I'm letting it happen. The only reason it's happening and distracting me is because I'm allowing it to. So I need to just make myself unavailable and make it known. I'm not going to be answering any questions. I'm not going to be answering text messages, phone calls, nothing. So I'm also putting my phone away so I can't even be tempted to do it. I've been keeping my phone face down, behind me, but it's not even enough. That's not enough for me to not get pulled away from whatever I'm doing. Because all it takes is me turning around and being oh, phone. And then look at it. And next thing I know, I just fucking time traveled for an hour. So I'm actually putting my phone in the other room. So if I take a break, if I, have to use the bathroom or get a drink or something, I can check my phone, but I'm more hyper aware of how long I'm on my phone if I'm standing in the kitchen on my phone, because I'm wait, what am I doing? And I put it down and go back to work. So I'm keeping it out of sight, out of mind. And honestly, a lot of times I will forget about it because it's not there to constantly remind me and I don't care about it anymore. I'm also letting everyone know on Mondays, you're not going to see or hear from me between the hours of 8 and 5 p.m. So don't even fucking bother. So I'm telling my husband, my kids, do not even come in here. If it's an emergency, fine. But otherwise, I don't exist from the hours of 8 to 5 on Monday. I'm not putting any more doctor's appointments on Mondays. Mondays are for podcasting only, and I'm not scheduling any appointments there unless I absolutely have to. It's some kind of emergency. There's no other option. But Mondays are now sacred. And all of my meetings are another thing that's interrupting me. That's prime content creating time. And having a meeting stuck in the middle of the day means I have to start and stop and start and stop. And I'm not good with that shit. I can't do it. I have a hard time restarting after stopping. And I know I'm just setting myself up for failure by doing that. So I just moved all of my meetings to other days during the week. No more meetings on Mondays. I moved my accountability meeting to Friday, which honestly makes more sense anyway, because then it helps me to prepare for the week ahead. So if I'm on Friday being how'd this week go? What do I want to work on next week? It just makes more sense. And I can come in Monday morning and I'm just I have my list. I'm ready to go. I know what I'm working on. So that worked out great. Also, no more bouncing from one task to another. It makes more sense for me to stay in the work that's working. So if I'm dedicating each of my office days to one specific focus or goal, I'm way more productive because I can just hyper focus on the one thing. That's an ADHD superpower, hyper focus. So if I'm just working on podcast stuff on Monday, that's all I'm doing. There's no way I'm going to be doing the back and forth, oh, let me check email, let me do this. It's just one thing and I just work on it till it's fucking done. So Mondays are now podcast days. That's it. And then Tuesdays are now for meetings and strategic planning. So that's my actual admin day. And I know how I am at this point. I know how my brain works. And after testing this for the last 2 weeks, I'm seeing how much more I'm really able to get done if I just focus on that one thing. So that's a huge, huge change for me. All of these might not seem like any, huge thing to be changing, but I really think that this is going to be the thing I need to start feeling the results and like just stop feeling so burnt out all the time. And I cannot wait for the relief and the calm that's hoping will come from this, and all these new boundaries and strategic schedule planning. If I stick to the plan, I cannot see how this won't help in a huge way. And I hope some of this resonates for you, and you can take a look at how you're spending your time from day to day and find your flaws in your schedule and reassess and find better ways of doing things so that you can start feeling better about the work that you're doing and start seeing some real results as well. All right, guys, that's it for today's episode. I hope you're feeling inspired and ready to make some moves today. Remember, it's all about showing up, putting in the work, and staying true to yourself. If you got something out of today's episode, share it with a friend who might need to hear it, and make sure to subscribe so we can keep this momentum going. Get updates on all of our latest episodes, events, and more by following us on social media at Bound by Art Project and by heading over to the website boundbyart.com. Thanks for hanging out and putting up with my shit. I'll see you next time. Now shut up, quit making excuses, and go get better.